The snow-locked village, a winter's rest in the old north. Let yourself grow still now. Let the day you've carried settle softly to the ground. The way snow settles, when the wind at last lies down. There's nothing left to do tonight, nowhere you must be, no task that cannot wait until the pale light of morning. Breathe in, slowly, and let the breath go, slower still. We're going far away now, far in miles and far in years. We're going to the north, to a small village, tucked into a fold of land between the sea and the dark hills. The year is somewhere near 900. The people here do not count it so. They count the seasons, they count the moons, they count the long nights of winter, they count the short bright days of summer. They know the wheel of the year always turns. And now it is deep winter. The snow has come, and it has stayed. It lies thick upon the roofs, thick upon the roofs, thick upon the paths. It softens every edge and hushes every sound. The whole world has grown quiet and round and white. They count the short bright days of summer. They count the short bright days of summer. They know the wheel of the year always turns. You're here. You've arrived after a long journey, and you are welcome. You don't need to know how you came. Perhaps you walked the frozen road as the light failed. Perhaps you came down from the hills, with the cold at your back. Following the thin thread of smoke that rose from the longhouse, it promised warmth. It doesn't matter now. What matters is that you're here. The door is open to you. And inside, there is fire. Stand a moment at the threshold before you go in. Look about you at the sleeping village. The night is clear and very still. Above you, the sky is deep and black. It's scattered thick with stars, more stars than you could ever count. Cold and bright and steady, they don't flicker, they only shine, patient and far away. They've shone over this land longer than anyone can remember. The moon is up. It's a thin curved sliver, low over the hills. Its light lies gentle on the snow. Everything glows a soft blue-white in the moonlight. The rooftops, the paths, the bent shapes of the fences and the wood piles, all wearing their thick winter coats of snow. The cold touches your face. It's a clean cold, a quiet cold. It smells of snow and of wood smoke, and of the sea which lies somewhere beyond the houses, dark and slow, sighing against the shore. You breathe it in. The cold air fills you and settles you, and then you turn. The longhouse rises before you, long and low. Its steep roof is heady with snow. It's built of timber and turf. The turf walls are thick as the length of your arm. They're packed tight against the winter. Grass grows on the roof in the summer months. But now the roof is only white. A great soft ridge of snow lies against the stars. At one end, a thin blue-gray smoke drifts up from the roof. It rises straight into the windless night. That's the breath of the fire within. That's the sign of life and warmth in the sleeping village. You reach out and rest your hand upon the door. It's made of heavy planks worn smooth by many hands over many years. The wood is cold beneath your fingers. But you can feel, faintly, the warmth seeping out from within. You can hear, faintly, the soft crackle of the fire within. That's the sign of life and warmth in the sleeping village. You reach out and rest your hand upon the sleeping village. Let the door close gently behind you. Let the cold stay outside, and the snow and the stars where it belongs. You're within now, and the world is different here. It's warm here. It's golden here. The long, low room of the longhouse stretches out before you. It's filled with the amber glow of the fire. Stand a moment and let your eyes grow used to the light. The air is warm against your cold face. It's soft and thick with the smell of wood smoke, of burning birch and pine. Beneath that, there's the smell of the earth and the turf walls. There's the smell of dried herbs hanging from the beams. And there's something warm and good cooking slowly over the coals. You breathe it in, and your shoulders lower. Something in you begins, at last, to unwind. The longhouse is one great room, longer than it is wide. Down the center of it runs a shallow trench. In that trench burns the long hearth fire. It's not a roaring fire, not now, not so late in the night. It's burned down to a low, gentle blaze. A long line of glowing embers and small dancing flames. They lick up warm and orange from the wood. The light of it moves across the walls. It flickers on the timbers of the ceiling far above. It glows on the faces of those who sleep and those who still sit near the warmth. It fills the whole room with a soft, living, golden light. That light rises and falls, gentle as breathing. You could watch that fire for hours. Many have. There's something in the flame that calls the eye and quiets the mind. Something older than words. The people here have gathered around such a fire for 1,000 winters and more. The floor beneath your feet is packed earth. It's swept smooth and firm. Fresh rushes and dry straw are strewn here and there. It's soft to walk upon. It gives a little beneath your steps. It makes no sound. Down each long side of the room runs a raised wooden platform, a wide bench built against the wall. It's high enough to sit upon. It's deep enough to sleep upon. These are the benches where the people of the longhouse live and rest. In the daytime, they sit here to work and to talk. At night, they spread out their furs and their blankets. They lie down to sleep. Some of them sleep now. You can see the shapes of them along the benches, wrapped in wool and fur. They're still and peaceful in the firelight. Their breathing is slow and even. Now and then one shifts. The furs rustle softly, and then they are still again. The hill house breathes together. Above you, the great roof rises into shadow. The beams are dark and heavy, timbers cut long ago from the forest. They were hauled here and raised by many hands. They're black now with the smoke of countless fires. High in the roof there's a small opening, a smoke hole. The smoke drifts slowly up and out into the night. If you look, you might see a single star. But you need not look up. There's enough to see here at the level of the fire, in the warm and golden heart of the house. From the beams hang many things. Bundles of dried herbs tied with cord, sweet-smelling in the warmth. Strings of dried fish and smoked meat, curing slowly in the smoke. Ropes and nets and coils of leather. A few tools, an axe, a spare oar, hung up out of the way for the winter. They sway very gently in the slow rising of the warm air. Come now, come further in toward the fire. There's a place for you here. There's always a place by the fire for one who comes in from the cold. You walk slowly down the length of the room, over the soft strewn floor. You pass the sleeping shapes on the benches. No one stirs, no one minds. You're welcome here. The house knows it. The house makes room. Near the middle of the long hearth where the fire is warmest, there's a low bench. On it sits a folded fur, thick and soft. You sit, you lower yourself down onto the fur. It's warm from the fire. It's warm from the fire. It's soft beneath you. It holds you gently. You let out a long breath. And you're warm now. Warm all through. The house makes room. Near the middle of the long hearth where the fire is warmest, there's a low bench, where in its place comes a deep and heavy warmth. It fills your limbs. It slows your limbs. The fire is close before you now. You can feel its heat on your face. You can feel it on your hands. You hold your hands out toward it. The warmth soaks into your palms and your fingers. The ache of the cold melts away. The flames move slowly. They rise and fall along the length of the hearth. They're small tongues of orange and gold. Here and there, a flicker of blue at the base, where the wood burns hottest. The embers beneath glow deep red, deep orange. They pulse softly, brightening and dimming as the air moves over them. Now and then, a log settles. There's a soft crackle. A small shower of sparks rises a little way and winks out. The sound of it is gentle. A crackle of hiss and whisper of blue at the base, where the wood burns hottest. The warmth soaks into you see, and crate the bread deep red, deep orange. They pulse softly, brightening and dimming as the air moves over them. Day with now and then as the air. Across the steady rhythm, draw and twist and wire, she very all along, quiet in the firelight. Now you see her. She is very old. Her face is lined deep as the bark of an old tree. Her hair is white as the snow outside, braided long over one shoulder. She wears a heavy woolen gown. She wears a shawl of soft gray wool. Her hands are busy. In her hands is a spindle, a wooden shaft weighted with a round whorl of soapstone. From it hangs a thread of wool. She's spinning it, slowly, patiently. She spun like this on countless winter nights. Her fingers move without thought. She draws the wool from a soft cloud of fleece. It rests in the crook of her arm. She lets the spindle drop and turn, twisting the fibers into thread. She winds the thread onto the shaft. She draws out more wool. She lets the spindle drop and turn again. It's a slow, steady rhythm. Draw and twist. The old woman does not speak. Not yet. She's content with her spinning and her silence, and the fire and your quiet company. The wool she spins is a soft gray brown. It's the natural color of the sheep. It smells faintly of the animal, of lanolin and grass and the open field. It's a good smell, a warm and living smell. The thread grows longer as you watch. Slowly, so slowly, the cloud of fleece in her arm grows smaller. The thread wound upon the spindle grows thicker. This is how the cloth is made, thread by thread, on the long nights of winter. In summer there may be sails for the ships. There may be warm clothes for the backs of the people. Nothing is hurried here. There's a whole winter of nights ahead. The wool she spins in time, draw and twist in the wind. The wool she spindle grows thicker, to match the rhythm of it. In Sem, the rhythm of the sheep, to match the rhythm, and spindle grows Somewhere in the shadows, at the far end of the house, an animal shifts. This lawn house keeps its animals within the same walls in winter. It's the way of all such houses in this cold land. At the far end, beyond a low partition of woven wattle, the cattle stand. The sheep lie down. They share their warmth with the house. They take the warmth of the house in return. You hear the soft sounds of them, the slow shift of a hoof upon the straw, the gentle huff of a warm breath, the low, contented sound a cow makes deep in her chest, half a rumble and half a sigh. They're peaceful, the animals. They're fed and watered and out of the wind. They stand together in the dark and the warmth. They too are settling into the long stillness of the night. The smell of them drifts faintly down the house. It's mixed with the smell of straw and of milk and of the earth. It's not unpleasant. It's warm and You lean back a little where you sit. Behind you is one of the wooden posts that hold up the roof. You rest against it. It's solid and firm at your back. The fur beneath you is soft. The fire is warm before you. The old woman spins across from you, quiet and patient. And you begin, now, to feel how very tired you are. It's a good tiredness. It's the tiredness that comes at the end of a long journey. The journey is over. There's nothing left to do but rest. It sits in your limbs like a gentle weight. It softens your shoulders. It loosens your shoulders. It loosens your hands where they lie in your lap. Your eyes are heavy in the firelight. You don't fight it. There's no need to fight it. It's the tiredness that comes at the end of a long journey. The journey is over. There's nothing left to do but rest. The crackle of the house, the crackle of the fire low and steady close before you, the soft settling of the embers, the whisper of the flames, the turn of the spindle, faint, the small dry sound of the wool being drawn and twisted, the slow breathing of those who sleep along the benches, rising and falling, all together the whole house breathing as one, the gentle sounds of the animals in the far dark, a shift, a sigh, a low soft rumble, and beyond all of these faint and far the wind. The wind has risen a little outside, it can't reach you here, you can hear it moving over the roof, a soft and distant sighing rising and falling far above, it moves across the snow-covered land, it moves around the thick turf walls and over the high dark ridge of the roof, it makes a sound like the sea, a slow and endless sighing, it can't touch. The old woman across the fire lets her spindle come to rest. She has spun enough for now. She winds the last of the thread onto the shaft, she lays the spindle down in her lap, she looks into the fire. After a while she begins to speak. Her voice is low and worn, gentle as old wool. She doesn't speak to you exactly. She speaks the way the old ones speak on winter nights, softly, half to the fire, half to the dark. She tells over the small and quiet things, the day, the season, the way one turns smooth stones over in the hand. The snow came early this year, she says, before the last of the hay was in, but it's in now, all of it, dry in the loft. And the fish are smoked and hung, and the ale is brewed, and the wood is stacked to the roof. We're ready for the winter, we are. Let it come, let it come. Her voice is a comfortable murmur. You don't need to listen to every word. The words drift. When I was a girl, she says, and her spindle hand moves a little in her lap, remembering. The winters were longer. Or so it seemed. Everything seems long when you're small. The nights seem long. The summers seem to go on forever. We would sit by the fire, all of us, just as we sit now. My mother spun, and her mother before her. I learned the thread at my mother's knee. She learned it at hers. This same fire. Well, not this same fire, but a fire like it, in this same place, in this same house. The house is older than any of us, older than the oldest of us. She is quiet a moment. The fire crackles. The house remembers, she says softly. The house remembers all the winters. All the fires, all the seemed 20 fire. Or so it seemed fire. Well, not this same fire, but a fire like it in this same place, in the timbers and the timbers, and the timbers and the turf. You listen to her voice, you watch the fire, you feel yourself held within something very old, very deep, all the winters, all the fires, all the people who have sat where you sit now, warm in the firelight, while the snow lay deep outside. They're gone now, everyone, gone back into the earth and the sea and the long turning of the years. But the warmth is still here, the fire is still here, the house still stands, and it still holds within it the same golden light, the same golden light, the same slow breathing, the same deep and gentle peace. And you're part of it now. For this one night you belong here, in the long line of those who have rested by this fire. You're held in the warmth of it, you're held in the peace of it. There's nothing to fear here. The house still here. The house still here, the same golden light, the same golden light, the same slow breathing, the same deep and gentle peace. The old woman gathers her fleece and her spindle. Slowly, with the careful movements of the very old, she rises from her place by the fire. It is late, she says, even for me. And you are tired, I can see it. You've come a long way. She moves to the bench along the wall. It's near the fire, where the warmth reaches. She smooths out the furs there. She pats them once with her old worn hand. Here, she says, here's a good place to sleep. Close to the fire, out of the draught. Lie down now. Rest. The night is long. There's nothing you must do but sleep. You rise long. There's nothing you must do but sleep. You rise slowly from your place. You cross to the bench. It's only a furs there. She pats them once with her old worn hand. She pats them once with her old worn hand. You lie down. You stretch out upon the wide wooden bench. The furs beneath you are thick and soft. The fire is close. Beneath you there's a woolen blanket over a mattress of straw. It gives gently under your weight. It holds you. The old woman draws another fur over you, a heavy one. It's soft against your chin. It settles over you, warm and close. Your head rests upon something soft, a folded cloak perhaps, or a cushion stuffed with feathers and down. It cradles your head. It's exactly soft enough. You're warm now all the way through, warm from your face to your feet. The fire glows close beside you. Its warmth reaches you where you lie, gentle and steady. There's no cold in you anywhere at all. You let out a long, slow breath. Your cushion stuffed with feathers and down. It cradles your head. It gives gently under the furs. The old woman moves quietly away to her own place along the bench. You hear the rustle of her settling. Then the house is still. The fire crackles softly beside you. Above you, high in the dark, the beams rise into shadow. The herbs and the ropes hang still now. The smoke drifts slowly up toward the small opening in the roof and out into the winter night. You lie still. You look at the fire. From here, lying down, the flames are at the level of your eyes. They're low and gentle. You watch them move, the small tongues of orange rising and falling. The deep red glow of the embers pulsing slow, brightening and dimming. The soft light plays on the walls and the beams. It's always moving, gentle and slow. You couldn't close your eyes yet, even if you tried. The fire colds them. It's so soft, so warm, so endlessly slow. Above Nabla. Listen now one more time to the sounds of the house. You lie in the warmth, the fire is close beside you. Crackle and settle and whisper. The small collapse of a burning log, the sigh of the flames. The sleepers breathe, all down the long room, rising and falling, deep and slow. The whole house breathes together in the dark. The animals are at the far end. They shift softly in their warm straw. A hoof, a huff, a low-content rumble. And far above, the wind moves over the roof. It sighs across the snow, endless and soft and far away. It cannot reach you. It cannot touch you. It only sings from far off over the sleeping land. You are warm. You are safe. You are held. There's nowhere you must be. There's nothing you must do. The warmth straw. A hoof, a low-content rumble. And far above, the wind moves over the roof. It sighs across the snow, endless and... The snow falls again outside. You can't see it. But you can feel it, somehow, in the deepening hush that settles over the house. The wind drops away. The sighing over the roof grows soft and softer, and then it's still. And in the great stillness, the snow comes down. It falls slow and silent over the sleeping village. It falls on the roofs and the paths and the fences and the woodpiles. It falls on the dark and slow-breathing sea beyond the houses. It falls on the hills and the frozen road and the whole white sleeping world. It falls softly. It makes no sound. It covers everything in a deep and gentle quiet. And within the longhouse, warm by the fire, you lie and listen to the silence of the fences and the woodpiles. Let your eyes grow heavier now. There's no need to keep them open. The fire will burn on whether you watch it or not. The house will keep you warm, whether you wake or sleep. The snow will fall and the night will turn. The morning will come in its own slow time, pale and quiet over the white hills. You need not wake for any of it. You need only rest here, in the warmth, in the deep soft furs by the low and gentle fire. Let your eyes close if they wish to close. Let them stay closed. Let the firelight glow soft and red through your eyelids. And then let even that firelight glow soft and red through your eyelids. And then let even that fade as you sink down and down whether you watch it or rest here. Feel how heavy your body has become. Feel the weight of your limbs where they lie upon the soft furs, your legs heavy and loose and warm, your arms resting still, your hands open and easy. There's no tightness in you anywhere. The fire has drawn it all away. Feel the slow rise and fall of your own breathing in time with the breathing of the house. In and hold and out. In and hold and out. Slow and deep and easy. You're one of the sleepers now. You're one of those who rest along the benches in the warm and golden dark. The house holds you as it holds them all, gently, safely, through the long night. And there's nothing to do but sleep. Let us stay a while by the fire, you and I, in the quiet. There is no hurry to go anywhere. There is a whole long winter's night before us. We shall spend it here, warm and still, in the heart of the sleeping house. Let me tell you of the day that has just ended. You may follow it back slowly into sleep. The days here are simple and quiet. There's nothing in them to trouble the heart. To remember them is like watching the fire, easy and slow. The day began, as all winter days begin here, in darkness. The nights are long in the far north, in darkness. The nights are long in the far north. In the deep of winter, the sun rises late and sets early. Before the light came, someone rose in the dark and stirred the fire. You would have heard it, if you had been sleeping here. The soft sounds of someone moving in the cold dawn, the rake of a stick through the ashes, the blow of breath upon the embers, and then the first small crackle of new flame, catching in the kindling, rising up warm and orange in the dark. The house grew slowly brighter and slowly warmer as the fire built. One by one, the sleepers woke and stirred and rose and gathered near the warmth. There was no hurry in it. The morning is gentle here in winter. There was little that must be done in the dark. The small day dawned gray outside. They sit by the fire. They wake gently, wrapped in their furs, watching the flames. Someone set a pot of water to warm at the edge of the fire. Someone by one, the sleepers woke and stirred and rose and gathered near the warmth. They broke their fast together, quietly. The sky beyond the smoke hole turned from black to deep blue, then to a soft and washed-out gray. Through the cracks around the door, a thin pale light crept in, cold and clean, the light of a winter morning over snow. Someone opened the door then, to let in the day. The cold came in with it, a breath of clean, sharp air, and with the cold came the brightness of the snow, dazzling white after the golden dark of the house. The village lay all about, deep in its snow. The rooftops white, the paths white, the hills beyond, white and still against the pale grey sky, and over it all, a great and gentle silence, the silence of a world muffled in snow. Smoke rose from the other houses, straight and slow, into the still air. There was no wind that morning. The smoke rose in soft grey pillars from every roof, one after another, all across the village. Each hearth was woken. The snow lay deep between the houses. It had fallen in the night, soft and silent. All the village slept, and now it lay unmarked and smooth, blue in the hollows, white on the high places. It caught the first pale light. No one hurried out into it. There was no need. The animals were near in their warm byre against the house. The wood was stacked and dry. The stores were full, and so the people stood a while in their doorways. They breathed the clean, cold air. They looked upon the snow. There was no trouble in them, and no haste. The first to go out was a child, wrapped in furs to the eyes. The child went out slowly into the snow, stood and looked, and left the first small footprints across the smooth white ground. You could hear the sound of it if you listened, the soft crunch of small feet in new snow, the one sound in all that silence, crunch and crunch and crunch and crunch. The first to go out was a child, wrapped in furs to the The firelight fills the house once more. Jiss. The door is closing again, gently, against the cold. The firelight fills the house once more, golden and soft and warm. There's nothing to do here but rest, and listen, and let the day drift slowly by. The people move about their morning tasks, slow and unhurried in the golden light. There's a rhythm to it, easy and old. It's a rhythm they've known all their lives. Their mothers and fathers knew it before them, back and back, into the long past of this house. A woman sits near the fire. She turns a spindle in her hands. You can hear the soft whir of it, the gentle turning, as the wool draws out into thread. She's done this 10,000 times. Her hands know the way of it without her thought. She sits and turns the spindle and gazes into the fire. The thread grows slowly longer. It's a soft and warm, the whir and the pause. A man sits by the wall. He mends a net or a harness or a length of rope. His hands move slowly, patiently. There is no hurry in the work. There is a whole long winter to fill. The work is a way of passing the quiet hours. It's not a thing to be finished and put away. He draws the cord through his fingers. He ties the small knots one by one. He works by the light of the fire. He works by the pale gray light from the smoke hole above. He hums very softly an old tune under his breath, a tune with no words, a tune as old as the house. You can't quite make out the tune. It's low and soft and half-remembered. It rises and falls. It turns back upon itself. It fills the quiet corners of the house, like the smell of woodsmoke. There is a whole long wind old. There is a whole long wind under his breath. The work is a hold, softly, and the spindle whirs, softly, and the low tune hum. Outside, the pale light slowly strengthens. By the middle of the morning, the sun has climbed a little way above the hills. It's low and golden in the southern sky. It doesn't climb high, not in this deep season. It rolls along the tops of the hills. It stays close to the white earth. It casts long blue shadows across the snow. The light comes soft and level through the cold air. It touches the smoke of the houses and turns it to gold. It touches the snow on the rooftops and makes it shine. It touches the frost upon the branches of the bare trees. It sets each twig aglow, silver and gold, glittering and still. It's a gentle light. There's no heat in it. Not now, in the deep of winter, but it's beautiful upon the snow. The people love it. They turn their faces to it when they step outside. They doesn't climb high, not in there still. That touches the frost upon the branches of the bare trees. It sets each twig aglow. Some of the people go out now into the light. There's a little to be done on such a still and gentle morning. The animals must be tended. The water must be fetched. A path must be trodden softly through the fresh fallen snow, from the door of the house down to the well, into the byre, and to the stores. A few go out, wrapped warm in their furs. They walk slowly through the snow. Their breath rises before them, soft white clouds in the cold, still air. You can hear them from within the house if you listen. The muffled crunch of their footsteps, the low murmur of their voices, calling gently, one to another, across the snow, the creak of the byre door, opening, the soft lowing of the cattle within warm in their straw, waiting. And then the work is done, easy and slow. The water must be fetched. The water must be fetched. They come back in again. They stamp the snow from their boots. They bring the cold air with them. They loud. The cattle stand warm in the byre close beside the house. They share a wall with the sleeping folk, these gentle beasts. The warmth of the cattle and the warmth of the fire are shared between them all. Through the long, cold night, they stand together, patient and slow, waiting for the spring. You can hear them faintly through the wall, the soft shift of their great bodies in the straw, the slow grinding of their jaws as they chew. The low, gentle sounds they make, deep in their chests, contented and calm. They're fed now, in the pale morning. Someone carries an armful of hay from the store. They lay it before the beasts, and the beasts lower their heads and eat, slowly, patiently. In the dim, warm light of the byre, the smell of them is warm and sweet. The warmth of the cattle and the warmth of the byre are shared between them all. The warmth of the fire are shared between and mingles with the smell of woodsmoke. It drifts. Let us go into the byre a moment, you and I, quietly, so as not to disturb them. It's dim in here, and warm, and close. The light comes softly through the cracks in the wall, thin, pale bars, falling across the straw, across the backs of the great gentle beasts. They turn their heads to look at us, slowly, with their great dark eyes. There's no fear in them, and no trouble. They know this place. They know this place. They know these people. They stood in this warm byre through many winters. They're calm. They're content. And they go back to their eating, slow and easy, unhurried. The straw is deep and soft beneath your feet. The air is warm and thick with the breath of the beasts. If you stood here a long while, in the dim, warm quiet, you'd feel your own eyes growing heavy, lulled by the slow chewing and the softly through the cracks in the wall, thin pale bar through many winters. They're calm. Back in the house, the morning drifts toward noon. The pot of water at the edge of the fire is warm now, steaming softly. Someone lifts it and pours and makes a broth or a warm drink of herbs. The smell of it rises through the house, savory and sweet. There's time in these winter days, time to do things slowly and well, time to sit and to talk in low voices and to watch the fire, time to let the hours pass gently, one into another, without haste and without care. The children play in the warm corners of the house. They're quiet most of the time, in the way of children in winter, sleepy and slow with the warmth. They build small things from bits of wood and bone. They listen to the old tales. They doze and wake and doze again, curled in the furs near the fire. And the old ones sit nearest the warmth, wrapped deep in their furs, the warm drink of hers. The voice groans low and slow when slow with the fire, told softly, by the fire. Someone is telling a story, an old woman or an old man with a voice grown low and slow with the years. The children have gathered near, they've grown quiet. The whole house has fallen still to listen. You need not follow every word. The story is old. The telling is slow. The voice is soft, soft as the falling of snow. Let it wash over you, like the warmth of the fire, like the warmth of the fire, like the whir of the spindle, like the low hum of the old tune. Let it carry you gently down toward sleep. The story is of the old days, the storyteller says. The old days long ago, when the world was young and the winters were long. It's a story of the sun, of how the sun goes away in winter, and how it always comes again. The voice goes on low and slow with the whir spindle, like the low hum of the old tune. Let it carry you gently down toward sleep, the whole time again. There's comfort in the tale. It's a tale that people tell each winter, when the nights are long, when the dark presses close about the house, a tale to remind themselves that the darkness does not last, that the cold does not last, that beyond this long white silence the green world waits, sleeping as they sleep, and will wake again. The children listen, wide-eyed and warm. They're not afraid of the long dark winter. They know the story. They know the sun goes away. They know the sun comes back. They've heard it told 100 times. They'll hear it 100 more. It's as sure and steady as the turning of the spindle, round and round. The old voice tells it, slow and soft. The fire crackles gently. The pale gray light drifts down through the smoke hole from the winter sky. There's nothing in all the world to fear. The story ends at last. The voice falls quiet. The short day passes toward its close. Already, in the early afternoon, the light begins to fade. The sun is dipping low again toward the hills. The blue shadows stretch out long across the snow. The pale gold light grows paler and cooler and slowly begins to fail. There's no sorrow in it. The people are used to the short days. They've gathered what light there was. They've made the most of the small bright hours. Now they turn again toward the warmth of the fire. The long quiet evening is coming. Someone goes out one last time into the fading light. They see to the animals. They fetch a last armful of wood. They look upon the snow and the sky before the dark comes down. And they stand a moment in the doorway. They breathe the cold, clean air. They watch the last of the light drain slowly from the sky. The hills go from gold to gray to a deep soft blue. The long quiet evening is coming. Into the fading light, they see to the animals. They fetch a last armful of wood. And then the door is closed and barred against the coming night. The house draws in around its fire. It's warm and golden. It shuts out the cold and the dark. It holds its people close and safe through the long hours of the winter night. The lamps are lit now. Small clay lamps with floating wicks. They burn oil or fat, casting soft, small pools of light about the house. They flicker gently, warm and low. The shadows move slowly on the walls. The whole house is filled with a soft and golden dimness. It's warm as an ember. This is the best time, perhaps. The long winter evening. The work is done. The dark is shut outside. The fire burns bright and the people gather close. There's nothing before them but the quiet hours, the warmth, each other's company, and sleep. They eat their evening meal together, slowly, in the dark. It holds its people close and safe through the long hours of the winter night. They're grateful for it. They eat their... And the house settles into its evening stillness. The fire is banked a little. It will last the long night through. It burns lower now, deep red and gold, glowing among the ashes. It sends its slow, soft light and gentle warmth into the dim of the house. The people draw near to it, wrapped in their furs. Some sit and talk in low, soft voices. They speak of small things, of nothing much at all. They speak of the day that has passed and the days to come. Some work still, quietly, at small tasks that need little light. Some simply sit and gaze into the embers. They let their thoughts drift, slow and easy, toward sleep. The spindle has been laid aside. The net is mended and put away. The tales are told, and now there is only the quiet and the warmth and the soft red glow of the banked down fire. There is the deep and gentle peace of the winter evening. Let us sit a while longer by the embers, you and I. There's no need to sleep just yet, unless you wish to. There is time. There is all the long night before us. Let us sit and be still. Let us watch the soft red glow of the fire. Let the peace of the house settle deep into our bones. Feel the warmth upon your face, upon your hands. Feel the softness of the furs about you, heavy and warm. Feel the good weariness of a quiet day. Feel the pleasant heaviness in your limbs. Feel the slow calm settling of your breath. There is nothing you must do. There is nowhere you must go. There is only this warm and golden dark, and the soft red glow of the fire, and the deep quiet of the winter night. Breathe in, slow and easy, and breathe easy, and breathe ace all the long night before us. The people are settling to sleep. They spread their furs upon the low, broad benches. Those benches line the walls of the house. They lie down close to the warmth of the fire, close to the warmth of one another, close to the warmth of the beasts beyond the wall. They pull the furs up warm about their shoulders. They close their eyes. They let go of the day. You can hear the small sounds of it, the soft rustle of furs, the low murmur of a last few words, and then silence. The deep, slow breathing, one after another, as sleep comes gently to them, here in the warm and golden dark. The children are already sleeping. They're curled small and warm in the nests of fur near the fire. Their breathing is soft and light and even. Their faces are still and peaceful in the glow of the embers. They've no cares to keep them wakeful. The house grows quiet and quieter still. The talk has ceased. The tasks are done. There is nothing now but the deep, slow breathing of the sleepers, and the soft crackle of the settling fire, and the small sounds of the beasts beyond the wall, and the great silence of the winter night beyond. The fire glows lower. The lamps burn down, one by one. Only one or two remain now. They cast their small, soft pools of light here and there in the warm dimness. The shadows grow deeper and softer. They gather in the corners of the house, warm and dark and still. And you lie there among the sleepers. You're wrapped warm in your furs. You're wrapped warm in your furs. You feel the peace of the house settle over you, like a soft, warm weight. You are held here. You are safe here. You're one of them now, one of the sleepers. The house will keep you through the long night. It's kept them all for 100 years and more. Let your breath grow slow and deep and easy. In and hold and out. In and hold and out, slow as the settling of the fire, slow as the falling of the snow, slow as the great long turning of the winter night. Feel the weight of your body upon the soft, warm furs. Feel how it sinks and settles and grows heavy and still. Your feet warm and heavy, your legs warm and heavy. Your arms resting loose and easy at your sides, your hands open and soft, your shoulders dropping, releasing, sinking down into the warmth. There's no tightness in you anywhere. The fire has drawn it all away. The warmth has melted it all away. You are soft and warm and heavy and still. There's nothing left in you but peace, and the fire glows and heavy. Your arms resting loose and easy at your sides. Your hands open and soft. Your shoulders dropping, releasing, sinking down. Outside, the moon has risen over the sleeping village. It's a cold, clear moon, bright and round. It rides high in the black winter sky among the thick and glittering stars. It pours its pale white light down over the snow, over the white rooftops, over the smoke rising thin and slow from every banked down fire. The village lies still and silent beneath the moon. Every house is dark and quiet now. Every hearth burns low. Every hearth burns low. Every family is gathered warm within, sleeping the deep sleep of the winter night. The paths lie empty and white in the moonlight. The branches are furred with frost, glittering faintly in the cold pale light, and over it all lies the great silence of the snow. Not a breath of wind, only the still cold air and the pale light of the moon, and the deep and gentle peace of a world asleep in winter. You're within. Far off, across the snow, an owl calls once, softly, and then is silent. It's the only sound in all the winter night. One soft, low call, drifting across the still cold air, from the dark trees beyond the village, and then nothing, only silence, only the deep and gentle stillness of the snow. The sound does not trouble you. It's a soft sound, and a far one. It's a part of the great quiet of the night. It comes, and it goes. The silence closes over it again, and all is still. You lie warm in your furs. You hear it, faintly, from far away. It's like a soft word spoken in a dream. Half heard, and then forgotten, as the sleep draws you deeper down. The owl is hunting, out in the cold clear night. But you are warm. You're safe. You're here by the fire, in the heart of the... The fire settles, with a soft, small sound. A log shifts among the embers and sinks. It sends up a brief, soft shower of sparks, and then is still. Someone stirs in their sleep and murmurs softly. They turn and pull the furs closer and sleep on. The deep, slow breathing does not falter. The peace of the house is not broken. All around you the sleepers rest, deep and easy, warm and still. The night goes on, slow and quiet, hour after hour. Through the deep, dark heart of winter, the moon rides slowly across the sky. The stars wheel slowly overhead. The snow lies silent on the still cold earth. Within the warm house the fire glows low. The people sleep, and all is well. There's a great comfort in it, the comfort of the old and still. The night goes on, slow and quiet, hour after hour. Through the deep dark heart of winter, the house that has always sheltered, It has stood held house, this one. It has stood here with entity who sleep within it. It was built long ago by hands long since at rest, built of stone and timber and turf, low and strong against the cold. It has stood here through many winters, holding its people warm and safe, through storm and snow and the long dark nights. The walls are thick and low, built of stone below and turf above, packed close and deep to hold the warmth. There are no windows. Windows would let in the cold. There's only the low door, barred against the night, and the smoke hole in the roof above the fire. The smoke rises out. A little pale light comes in, with the fire at its heart. The benches line the walls broad and low. The people sit there by day and sleep there by night. The furs are heaped upon them, soft and warm. Overhead the great dark beams of the roof rise up. Think of the many winters this house has seen. Think of all the fires that have burned upon this hearth, one after another, winter after winter, year after year. They ate here and talked here. They ate here and talked here. They worked and dreamed and slept here. They worked and dreamed and slept here. In the warm and golden dark, think of the children who were born here. They grew up here and grew old here. They lay down at last to rest. Think of the tales that have been told here. The same tales told and told again. Tales of the sun and the seasons and the turning of the year. Think of all the long quiet nights like this one. The snow lay deep outside. The fire burned low. The people slept. The house held them all. It holds you now, after winter, year after year after year, that lay down and asks nothing of you but that you rest. Rest here in its warmth, and let it keep you through the night. Feel it. The night deepens. The cold outside grows sharper still. You can feel it, faintly, at the edges of the house. A distant cold held at bay by the thick walls and the glowing fire. Out beyond the door, the frost is deepening. It's silvering the snow. It's glittering upon the trees, hard and bright and silent under the cold white moon. But you're not out there. You're here, within the warmth. You're wrapped deep in your furs, close by the glowing fire. The cold cannot reach you here. It presses at the walls and finds no way in. It passes on, out over the silent snow. You lie warm and safe and easy. You feel the good deep warmth of the fire in your bones. You feel the soft heavy warmth of the furs about you. You sink deeper and deeper into the warmth, into the quiet, into the slow soft dark of sleep. The waking, the pale gray dawn too now, let the day go. Let it drift away from you, soft and slow, like smoke rising through the smoke hole into the dark, the waking and the pale gray dawn and the fire built up in the cold. The morning tasks, slow and easy, the short bright day and the low gold sun upon the snow, the tales by the fire and the long quiet evening and the settling down to rest. Let it all drift away. There's nothing you need to keep. It's done, and it is well. It needs nothing more of you now. Let it go, gently, like a leaf let go upon slow water, drifting away and away until it's gone, and let tomorrow wait. It's not here yet. It's far off on the other side of the long dark night. There's no need to reach for it. No need to think of it at all. It will come when it comes, in its own slow time, with the waking and the pale gray dawn and the fire built on, and the fire built up in the cold. The fire burns low upon the hearth. It's not the tall bright fire of the evening now. It has settled and softened, sunk down into a bed of glowing coals, red and gold and gently pulsing in the dark. It will hold its warmth through the long hours, banked and quiet, glowing softly through the night. Watch it, if you like, through half-closed eyes. The slow, deep breathing of the embers. The slow, deep breathing of the embers. The faint gold light that rises and falls, soft as the breath in your own chest. The little shifting of the coals now and then. A quiet settling sound, and then the stillness once again. There's a warmth that comes from such a fire, low and deep and steady. It seems to fill the whole of the house, and the whole of you. It's in the air, it's in the walls, it's in the furs about you, and in your own warm body, resting easy in the dark. There's no need to feel the weight of your arms and deep. Feel the whole furs around you. Feel your hands and grown heavy in the soft. Feel the weight of your legs grown heaven to still and grow still, grown heavy and warm and still. Feel the weight of your arms resting easy at your sides. Feel the weight of your legs grown heavy and warm, sinking down into the furs. Feel your feet warm and easy. There's no more need to walk, no more need to stand, no more need to carry you anywhere at all. You've come to the end of the day's walking. You're here now in the place of rest. You may lay it all down. Feel your head grown heavy and soft, resting deep and easy. Feel the little muscles of your face let go, one by one. The brow smooth and untroubled. The eyes resting soft and closed, the jaw loose and easy. There's nothing to hold now. Let it all be still. Your breath moves slow and deep, all on its own, in and out, slow as its pale light falls upon the snow gives it back. The whole world glows faint and blue and silver in the dark. The trees stand still and heavy, their branches bowed with snow. No wind stirs them, no creature moves. The stream is silent under its skin of ice. The hills lie soft and rounded under their white blankets, sleeping too, in their own slow way. sleeping through the long cold heart of the winter. And here, in the midst of it all, this small warm house, a low dark shape upon the snow, a faint thread of smoke rising from the smoke hole, straight up into the still cold air, a soft red glow at the dark. So small a thing, this house, and so great a silence. And yet it holds all the warmth in the world, this night. It holds you, warm and safe, at the heart of the winter. You need not think of the cold outside. Let it be. It's got its own long night to keep out. There are soft sounds of the sleeping, a comfort in the long dark. You are not, you are none, always safe together, all warm, warm together, all warm, warm together, all warm together, all warm together, all warm together. And beyond this house, in the other houses of the valley, others sleep as well, in the low warm dark, by their own low fires, wrapped in their own furs. Whole families, whole villages, whole peoples sleeping through the winter, as their fathers sleeping through the winter, as their fathers slept, and their fathers before them, back and back through all the long years. And beyond them, across the whole wide sleeping earth, others rest as well, in houses of wood, in the homes of the humble. The people of the world lie down in the humble, the people of the humble, in the humble. The hours pause, wheel slow and flow and fill. The moon drifts westward, inch by patient inch. The hours pass, one after another, deep and dark and still. There's nothing in them but rest, and quiet, and the slow, soft breathing of the dawn. Time enough to slow, soft breathing of the sleeping house. You need not mark their passing. You need not count the hours. Let them go by, unwatched, unminded, soft and slow and dark. There'll be time enough, and more, for the whole long night to pass. Time enough before the pale return of the dawn. Time enough to sink down deep, and deeper still, into the good soft dark of sleep. Feel how the quiet holds you. The deep and gentle quiet of the winter night. No sound but the faint soft settling of the coals. No sound but the great vast silence of the snow-covered land. It spreads away and away, mile upon mile. There is nothing more to do now. The fire is banked. The door is shut against the cold. The others sleep. The night keeps its own slow watch. You lie warm and safe and easy. In the heart of it all, there's nothing left to do. Nowhere left to go. No more thoughts to think. Let the last of them go now. Those thoughts, they drift up and away, like the last thin threads of smoke rising through the smoke hole into the dark. There's no need to follow them. There's no need to hold them. Let them rise and drift and fade and disappear, until the mind itself grows soft and still and quiet, deep as the winter night. You're so warm now, so heavy, so deeply, softly at ease. You've sunk down into the furs, into the warmth, into the quiet, so far that the world beyond has grown dim and distant, dreamlike, fading softly at the edge. The old house holds you. Feel its thick warm walls around you. Feel the low fire glowing at its heart. Feel the deep good peace of it. This house has stood through so many winters. It's sheltered so many sleepers. It asks nothing of you now but that you rest. It's held them all the long years, all the quiet nights, and it holds you now. It'll keep you safe and warm through all the long dark hours. Until the morning comes, you're held, you're safe, you're warm. You're one small quiet sleeper in the heart of the winter, in the heart of the house, in the deep soft dark of the long still night. There's nothing to fear, there's nothing to hold, there's nothing to hold, there's nothing to do, but rest and drift and sink and sleep. Let the morning comes, you're held, you're safe, you're warm. You're one small quiet sleeper in the heart of the winters, and let yourself go softly. Sleep now. Sleep warm and safe in the old and gentle house. Sleep wrapped deep in your furs, close by the glowing fire. Sleep, one small quiet sleeper among the many, in a long slow turning of the winter night. The fire glows low and lower still. The snow lies deep and silent on the land. The moon drifts on toward the morning, and you sink down and down and down into the deep soft warmth of the dark. There's nothing more, only the warmth, only the quiet, only the quiet, only the slow deep breathing of the sleeping house and your own slow breath. Soft and even, drifting off into the dark. Rest now. Rest and sleep, and let the long night keep you.